Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Get Loud with Leadership. I'm your usual host, Michaela Cody, and today we have two special guests, both are leadership ambassadors and 2025 graduates of leadership. We have Jordan Johnson and Marley Lestraps. So, today we're going to be talking about college life specifically and how that's going for them since they are both at college. So, I wanted to give you guys the chance to say, rep your college a little bit. First, with Marley, where do you go?
I go to the Southern University.
Okay. And what about you, Jordan?
I go to the Coppin State University of Baltimore, Maryland, the best HBCU.
So you just doing
I don't know. She kind of outdid you with that one,
Gotta have
Marley.
your
You can
introduction
never
ready.
outdo the original.
Okay, so you're both freshmen in college, and how I wanted to ask specifically about the transition from high school to college because I know it's really big, especially if you're moving states like Jordan.
Mhm.
So, how has that been?
So you have to take in consideration that you're leaving pretty much almost everything behind that you've always been accustomed to. You're leaving your friends, you're leaving like your family, unless you have family in the other state, like I do. But it's really different because it's like a fresh slate. It's a fresh, clean slate. Nobody knows who you are. You can honestly act however you want to because, nobody knows who you are. Like, no, there's no strings attached. But it's also a chance for you to be the person you've always wanted to be. I will say that. And it pushes you outside your comfort zone because if you go to college in the state, like your friends are here, everything you've known is still always here, which is still a good thing. But it also pushes you like to be more social, to be more involved because if you don't know anybody and you don't really do anything, then you're just kind of stuck there. Almost like a background character, I will admit. So in the beginning, it wasn't actually too hard because I was
Mhm.
blessed with like really good roommates and like sweet mates. But I realized that, being like from the South, going to like Chesapeake Bay, the culture is very different.
Culture shock.
It was a huge culture shock. Like if I had to compare Baltimore, it's like New Orleans, but instead of like crawfish, it's
Mhm.
crab. Instead of Tony Chachere's, it's Old Bay. Like it's just
Okay.
really subtle switches. Instead of bounce music, it's go-go music. It's called go-go music. Yes, but it's been a good transition, I will admit. It's helped me grow a lot. I've learned a lot about myself, and it just teaches you independence at the end of the day.
Now, I know staying in state, I know a lot of my college friends who have stayed in state, who went to LSU, Xavier, Southern, they felt like it was going to be a really easy transition. Like it was just going to be like, okay, I'm in the same place. But it was a shock for them too, I guess, moving from high school to college life. So, how has that been for you?
I want to say that it has been an easy switch, but there has been some moments where it has been proven difficult. For example, when it comes to social life, my friends originally where we were from, Southern Lab, but some of them went out of state, some of them went out of the country. So it was just me. So I had to basically rebuild myself and that friendship that I established, but with other people. And that has been proven difficult at first until I found like old friends. Like, for example, I reconnected with one of my friends from middle school. His name is Brandon. And through that, I met his best friend. We all became friends and we just kept on including people in the group.
Mhm.
So we just have we went from a friend group of like 3 to 4 to a friend group of 16.
Wow.
Ooh,
So you
see?
found your people, you'd say.
I found them. Yes, I
Mhm.
did.
Okay, good for you.
And also, can I expand on that a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, so for me, like I said, I was blessed with like wonderful roommates and sweet mates. So for my first friend was my roommate, and I was determined for her to be my friend first because I live with you. I see you
Yes.
every day. Might as well get to know you. And we were paired up for a reason. And I honestly think my school might do it based off the application, just to see like who might fit. But then after that, then we decided to be more social with the rest of the suite. And to explain a little bit better, there are like rooms
Mhm.
within like a giant room, and the giant room is called the suite. So your suite mates are the people that live in the other separate rooms. So then we decided to branch out to another room, and then that's how I met my other friend. And then after that, we all just started expanding out, like in our classes, because I'm an honors student, so we had to take honors classes, and
Mhm.
everybody knows each other. It's almost like a little family, if you will.
A little small school.
Oh, very
Yeah.
small, and it's already a small HBCU. Like we
Yeah.
only had like 1,000 students admitted for freshmen.
Mhm.
But after that, we just kept expanding, and then we wind up having like, now I think about a total of 8. But then I have more friends outside of that because, like I said earlier, you have to branch out, you have to be more social. So I decided to participate in the theater department, and then I know the entire theater department now. So then that's another set of friends, and I don't really intermingle them, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
okay
it's
to have
good to have friends, but then it's also
it's
good to have
other
point.
friends. And I will say, there are the friends that you like to hang out with, there are the friends you like to study with, and there are the friends that you like to just, vibe with. That is a real thing. Because, in high school, like, these are your friends, you see them every day, same classes, same this, same that, versus college where you have these different experiences going on. Like, maybe I want to go to an event with this friend, or, oh, I think it'll be really fun if I could study with this friend because I know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
But also, this friend, she really likes to go out and about, and she has a car. I think I'm gonna go with her since she has a car. So I think that's really important. Your networking, super.
The networking is super duper important. And so you mentioned you go to an HBCU now. I know you went to my high school. You went to Baton Rouge High. The Baton Rouge High. And
I'm not
Yes.
hating on Baton Rouge High. I went to the prom. It was great.
Okay. And so I wanted to ask you, how is that switch from
Ooh.
going to, I don't know if Baton Rouge High is predominantly white, but
I would call it a mixed school.
It's definitely a mixed school, but I know it's not, predominantly black like an HBCU would be. So how has that difference been?
Okay. So to give a little bit more context for me, I went to predominantly black elementary school and middle school. And then I told my parents, like, hey, I want to experience what it's like to go to school with different people. So that's why I chose Baton Rouge High, or one of the reasons why, besides academics and performing arts. And then I realized, I was like, oh, I kind of want to be around people that are like me more so. And then I wound up seeing myself at HBCU because both of my parents, they're HBCU grads. My mom went to Southern.
Okay.
My dad went to Dillard. So they were like, you should go to HBCU experience and everything like that. And I was like, I kind of want to experience that for myself. And my family, all of them went to HBCUs. So I'm like, okay, let me see what this is about. And I'll say this, it's like how in high school you have like all sorts of people.
Yes.
It's the same thing, but they look like you. That's the biggest thing.
See, that's what I keep hearing about.
Yes, like how you have like the athletes and stuff. They just look like you. They have the art kids. They look like you. They have cheerleaders and dancers, they just look like you. And there's still different types of people, but there's like hey, we're cool. Like I know you, you know me. Like we share like a similar culture, and it's just wonderful being around like people that are like you. And there are certain experiences that you only get at HBCUs. For example, like how taking down hair can take a while when it's by yourself. Not when everybody knows how to take down hair at the same time.
Okay.
It took, like, for one of my friends, it took us 30 minutes tops for knotless small braids. It took no time. Because it was like all 5 of us just taking it down, and it felt like
bonding.
Yeah, it was bonding.
Like a sisterhood.
Like a sisterhood. And that's something you only find really at HBCU. And like some things, it's just like, yep, I go to HBCU. There are positives and there are downsides, but I feel like the positives outweigh the negatives. Like for HBCUs, sometimes they're known to be like, maybe like, it's like a stigma where it's like they're unorganized. They just have like a lot going on, but it teaches you how to be independent of yourself, and it teaches you how to take care of yourself, because nobody's going to watch after you. It's just you. Like if you know something's not right, go to advising. If you know something's not right, your financials, go to financial aid. That is on you.
That's definitely something I wanted to talk about. The independence that you gain in college. It's so valuable, from what I've heard at least. It's so valuable in where you can learn to grow and be your own person and be your own self. But with that comes, the task of keeping your integrity and keeping your priorities straight. And I know some people struggle with that, especially if they go out of state. Even if they go in state and they're just away from home, they, like you mentioned before, they feel like they can be a completely new person and they can act however they want. And so I wanted to ask you guys, have you experienced that yourselves, or have you seen it in other people where they just I don't want to push this stereotype, but the college kids going wild once they leave home. Have you guys like seen that shift in people, and what have you done to keep yourself rooted?
I actually, surprisingly, I haven't seen it, especially because I was just looking around. Like for the first few days or few weeks at my college, I was just looking around. I was picking up whatever people were doing. They were just going about their business.
Okay.
But I want to say homecoming is when people actually started to show out. That's when you actually saw people who just didn't care. And some of those people were just like you would not see them, but for homecoming you'll see them every week. Every day you'll just see them doing something every single day, and you want to be like that too because it looks fun. But you also have to know to prioritize your time. If you want to do this but you have an assignment, you do that assignment first, and then you have some time for whatever you want to do after. It's all about the time management.
So would you say that was like an easy priority for you? Like you could see it and you could still want to do all this fun stuff and be like, okay, I have to get this done?
Actually, it was pretty easy for me because back at my high school, my alma mater, which is Southern Lab, it was 7 classes a day. No A day, no B day, 7 classes every single day. You'll
See,
see
we
that
didn't
too.
have
we didn't
that.
have that.
Yes.
We had 8A B day,
Days,
4
yes.
classes.
No,
Oh my
we just had the
gosh.
same classes every single day until I
Oh,
got to this
no.
HBCU. I only had 3.
Mm.
So I was
Oh.
just
That-
like,
yeah.
what to do? Oh my gosh. So I would usually spend that time making friends, walking around, seeing the different events. One of the events that we have on campus, particularly for ag students, is where you get to make your own food.
Oh.
It's like you get to learn about exercising. So they would have Zumba. The last time I went, they had self-defense courses.
Oh.
But then right after you learn about that, you make this food. In fact, I made oven roasted, oven baked chicken tenders with
Ooh.
we had to make our own cane sauce. So with cane
Oh.
sauce and coleslaw.
Okay.
Okay.
So Marley, talk a little bit about your major. Can you expand on that a little bit? What's your major?
My major is urban forestry.
Okay.
And it is a pretty new major, so not a lot of people know about it.
Mhm.
But it's basically improving urban areas in cities. And it's so versatile because people with this major, they go to Breck. But also, you would see people making 6 figures. You would see people going out the
Wow.
country.
A lot of opportunities.
Mhm.
Yes.
What
and
about yours?
So for me, I'm a health sciences major, like a general one. I don't have a concentration at the moment, but health sciences is kind of in the name, like the science of health, human health. You learn about the body, you learn about health communication, advocacy, things like that. For my school, you can choose a concentration at a certain point, or
Mhm.
you could just go like straight into nursing or something like that. For me, I'm thinking about doing occupational therapy with it
Ooh,
because it's such a broad field. Like you can choose wherever you want. People go in as like assistants, hygienists, like therapy. You can do a lot with it, but it's supposed to just cover like every like basic ground of like, okay, you want to be in healthcare, but where do you want to go in healthcare? And for occupational therapy, I just did a research paper about it. The career is, or any type of like physical therapy, like for the body, it's going up like a lot. Like there's a lot more job openings for occupational therapy specific. It's a 14% average for till 2034.
wow.
So that's about 10,200 job openings happening because the older population, more children are born, they're going to need these services at certain points. So for me, it's just an overall expanding field, and I enjoy it so far because I'm only in the orientation class right now because we're just freshmen. But I'm also doing medical terminology, anatomy, physiology is going to come up, and things like that. I'm not excited for that because it's everybody's make or break class. If you want to be a nurse, that's going to be your make or break class. If you can't pass anatomy, physiology, and I can say this because my mom went to Southern, like I said, and she was a nurse. So she was like, if you don't pass that class, then
you're done.
You might as well go ahead and switch it over.
So I did want to touch on like those classes. I feel like every major has one, especially if you're going to into a field, a
Mhm.
medicine field.
Yeah.
Every major has one of those classes that's just like, this class is going to make or break you. Everybody is talking about how hard it is. I know for some people, me especially, being overachievers in high school, most things in high school come easy to me. And so I know when I get to college, that's going to be a bit of a struggle for me pushing through in those classes that everybody is like, no, this is going to be like the worst class in your life, the hardest class you've ever taken in your life. So I wanted to ask you guys, were you those type of students in high school? And if so, how are you managing those classes, or how are you building up your mental stamina to be able to get through these sort of classes and not just break down when you can't do it?
Well, what I do, because it's different for everybody, but what I do personally, I take those classes first to get it out the way, because I've heard this from everyone, and you probably heard this too, but your junior year is the worst year of
ever.
college.
Yep.
So I would rather do like my hardest classes my freshman year than having to take those my junior year, making it even worse. So right now, my make or break right now is biology. I was really good at science, but ever since we got to like high school and physics and chemistry, that kind of knocked me down a couple of pedestals. But I'm very confident in this class because there are some stuff that we are like learning where it comes naturally, like you said. Right now we're learning about DNA. I know everything about DNA.
Yes.
That's good. For me, this is like you said, everybody has a special case, and I'm really in touch with that. So for me in high school, I was always good in humanities, if it wasn't obvious at this point, like humanities. But I did do STEM, right? For me, physics took me out. It took me out only because I was just like, why am I learning physics? Like, why? I'm gonna go into healthcare. Why am I learning physics? I don't need to know the acceleration of like when a car hits you and now you can't walk. Like, I don't want to know. But for right now, I don't really have any make or break classes at the moment, but it will happen next year. But I will say, if I had to pick like the most difficult class, it's actually my history class because it's so demanding. It's so demanding. I have a presentation due in 2 days.
Have you started it?
Like next question.
But it's just a demanding class. I enjoy the content. It's African American history, so I definitely enjoy the content. It's just really demanding. Like, it's more demanding than my orientation and health science class and my medical terminology class. But for things that come easy for me right now, it's medical terminology. And I'm surprised because some of the things I'm learning, I really won't need it in occupational therapy, but it's fun to recognize the terms. Like if you look up like something on Google and it tells you something like the removal or something, or like the scanning of something, you are able to recognize it because it's root words, suffixes, prefixes, and it's like, oh wait, I know what that means. Right. Like, I don't have to look it up or anything. I could just look and tell you like, oh, this is what this means. And for me, it's just been interesting because I've had some of the things like in our textbook happen to me, and when I read it, I was like, oh, that's what's going on.
Like me for real.
Like, yeah, seriously. Like, for example, tendonitis is inflammation. Itis means inflammation or pain, and tendon, like, you know, your tendons, right? And so since I did play volleyball, or what they call jumper's knee, tendonitis is what that is. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm just in pain. Oh, like nothing's really wrong. I'm just like, it's just inflamed tendons. That's it. And it felt better knowing that for myself. And then for my family members, I'm like, oh, this is what you have. This is what you have. And I was like, I realized, I was like, okay, wait, this actually might be like, you know, good for me.
Interesting.
But I still will do humanities though.
Yeah.
Because I love it.
So you mentioned you have a history project due in 2 days. I know you said next question, but we're going to stick on that for a minute.
I swear I do my work. I swear.
Procrastination, no, it's so real. And it's something that I deal with in high school right now. I know I had did you do AP Lang?
I sure did. I did.
My research project, our rough draft was due, I want to say Wednesday. We had about like a week and a half to do it, turn it
Mhm.
in. We had done all these steps and stuff. I waited until the day before it was due
Ooh.
to start typing it up.
Mm.
Miraculously, I got 10 pages in and I
Hey,
finished it,
sometimes
but
it just happens.
miraculously. And I feel like a lot of people who do that in high school are just planning to carry that on in college. Me personally, that's working for me now.
Like, I'm telling you,
somewhat,
well,
but I know in college that's not going to be the case.
I'm
They're
telling
going to
you
have too
right
much
now,
to do.
you cannot do that in college. Like,
Yes.
at all. There will be, like, at one point I did it too,
Mm.
but then it's just, it really starts to affect you to where you're
Yep.
just like, can I just do this now?
There's like, where'd
Get
my
it
mental health
over
go? Oh my
Like,
gosh.
oh my
It just
gosh.
left. Yeah, because like for college, it's less classes, right?
Mm.
And you don't have, like you don't have to go to them every day like you normally used to, but that doesn't mean like the work isn't still like a lot. Like it could be like, oh, I just have an assignment due at the end of the week, but that assignment you got to do like at least like 8 hours of work just to make sure it gets done. And cause for example, the history presentation, right? She told us about this in the beginning of the year. Nobody worked on that. Cause it was a while ago,
Like,
and we were like, we can do this
it
because we
just
have
seems
other
so far
assignments to do.
away.
Right? It seems so far away.
Yeah.
Why is it 2 days? Like it just kind of happens like that. So you don't really want to procrastinate. I don't really procrastinate on a lot of my assignments, but midterms kind of took me out, and I've realized I don't want to do any work over the break, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what I did.
now, to save yourself from procrastination, you have to make a schedule.
You do, you
Mm.
do.
So after you come, so what I do after I come home, so let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I come home at 1:50. I get into a meeting for 45 minutes, and then I have all this free time.
Mhm.
Free time. Well, number one, we complete those assignments. Number two, we complete our chores, and then you're done.
Ooh.
Literally. And for on campus, it's different because you're still around your friends. You're still around people where you can hang out, where you can go, like, venture off campus. You have to be disciplined of yourself. Like, you can't be like, oh, well, I can do the assignment later. Like, they want to go bowling. Like, let's go bowling. Or, like, let's go do this. You got to, like, take care of yourself, because if you don't, it's just gonna get you later. Like for me, my schedule kind of works like immediately after class, I go and work on the assignment, and then I have all the free time after that, and then I can hang out with my friends, then I can do whatever. But a lot of my assignments fall during the weekends. So my goal is to have everything done by Friday, because I don't have classes on Friday. And that sounds great, like, oh, it's just another off day, like I don't even have to do anything. No, that's your
You gotta
day to
work.
get everything done so you can rest during the weekend, because you don't want to be looking crazy trying to do assignments at 11:59 on Sunday. And do y'all have that problem too, where
What?
everything's just due on Sunday?
I had 15 assignments due on Sunday at one point, and when I was literally like considering dropping out.
Like, oh,
Like metaphorically speaking, I was considering maybe I shouldn't do this. But you take a look at those assignments, they're really, really easy. My teacher does that to trip you up. Like she wants to see who's willing to do those assignments, who's gonna look at it and walk away.
does she grade them though?
Yes, she does.
Oh,
Yes,
You
okay.
get points.
I
Yeah,
still
I'm gonna
get
say
points.
like mine's
You get points for coming in for attendance.
attendance is important. Please attend your classes. Please attend them, even if you don't want to. It sounds good to be like, oh, I can skip this class, and then you're gonna skip it again, and then again. I've seen people where they showed up in the beginning, and I didn't see them until like
You don't see them
next year.
since.
Like I don't know where they go. Please attend, even if attendance isn't a part of the grade, because some classes is a part of it, some classes it's not. Please attend the classes, because you make connections with your teacher. They know who you are. Hey, I need an extension. Oh, I know you. You show up to my class. Cool.
Those
Done.
connections are great
Yes.
too.
So I
Mm.
wanted to talk about this specifically to close off on kind of college life. It's your first step into like adult life. People start treating you kind of, I don't want to say like you're grown, but a bit kind of like you're grown. And so with that independence comes a lot of responsibility, and other adults are looking at you now like, okay, like you're
got
not
this
little anymore. Like
you
it's
got
time
this.
to
Yeah.
step up. So how
Literally.
are you guys taking that, and what closing advice do you guys have for our viewers on how to take that step into adulthood and how to approach it?
You got to earn a sense of maturity. Like you really have to. If you're laughing at some simple butt joke, cut that out right now, because that immediately shows everyone that you're just immature, that you're not going to make it, like as far as independently, you're not going to make it. You're going to be back with someone, you're going to lean on someone, and that can just give you a bad image, especially if you're going to apply for jobs. It's going to give like the person who is offering you the job, like, oh, they're going to be leaning on someone for a clutch.
We don't want to hire them.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you?
So for me, I would just say you are your own walking brand. You have to present yourself in the best way possible. I'm not saying you have to dress up every single day. I'm not saying that you have to put on a front every single day, but you have to make sure you are the best version of yourself everywhere you go, especially in college where you are making all these connections and you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And I want to agree, you have to have maturity because things can happen and you'll be surprised who's not emotionally mature. But if you are, then you have some sense of self and some sense of control. And in terms of people treating you like an adult, you just know that you're still learning. Every adult is still learning, so you can't expect yourself to know every single thing, like how to do taxes, how to like do this and do that and do that. It's okay. You have to take everything one step at a time. One quote that my dad likes to say that I'll end off with is, let me ask y'all a question. How do you eat an elephant?
Okay.
How do you eat an elephant?
Piece by piece.
You're close.
I don't eat elephants.
Okay. One bite at a time, because you have to take it one singular piece at a time for you to eat the whole elephant.
And about maturity, I have a good story. So remember the trend going back to Honolulu just to get that.
Yeah.
So my friends wanted to do that, and we decided to pick the most visible tree in the campus. And while we were doing that, a car pulls up behind us. So they just see my friend climbing this tree, me recording, and the other dude helping him up. You know who that was? Attorney Tony Clayton.
Oh, that's not. Oh yeah, I ran in front of the school's president once because I had to go get a signature.
So it's like he was just like, "Hey guys, what are you doing?" I was just like, "Oh, we were just having fun."
Making a TikTok.
Yes. And then we immediately had to, all right,
lock in.
My name is Marlula Straps. I am a freshman.
Yeah. Start with your little intro. Yes.
And it's just, you really have to take into account who is watching.
Yes.
Because what if it wasn't attorney Tony Clayton? What if it was your mom? Like, not in your mom joke. What if it was actually your mom trying to pick you up and she sees you climbing this tree?
Better yet, what if it's Congressman Fields?
What if it's Congressman
and he knows you?
Yes.
He's gonna get off that tree.
Get off that tree. Now, Marley, get off that
now,
tree.
You know you're not supposed to do that. You're representing
leadership.
Yeah.
And so thank you guys for such an amazing conversation. I think this was really insightful for all our younger viewers. It was insightful for me. You know, I'm going into college in 2 years. And so I think this really helped. And it gave advice, but it also gave me at least some reassurance and relieved me a little bit about like the stresses of college, knowing that like other people are going through it too. And it's just a part of taking that step into adulthood. So thank y'all so much for being on today's podcast. And thank you, our live audience. Yay. Tune in next week for another episode of Get Loud with Leadership.
Right on time.